We all have things we miss about Pokemon, and we like to talk about that a lot. Some of us miss the mini-games we used to have, especially on the DS games. I really miss caves. So hey, I'm not so a strainer, and what about caves? Let's get into it. Before you start thinking I'm crazy, let me explain. We do have caves and never really stopped having caves, but I feel like they are just not like they used to be. That awesome feeling of getting lost in a cave, be it a dark one or not, is unbeatable in, honestly, any kind of exploration-based game. The twists and turns you had to take in order to reach whatever was at the end were just awesome. I always talk about how exploration is becoming the big thing in Pokemon, especially with these last few entries, and honestly, I can't complain, they're doing a really good job at it. This didn't happen as much in Pokémon Legends Arceus, since the game was not as expansive as in Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. But in the Paldea region, I still find places where I haven't been before. Places that, even though I kept exploring, just never crossed my path. And it's all because of the shift to open world. Still, and I say this as someone who absolutely loved Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet and still loves, that same awesome shift to open world might be what's in a way ruining the caves that I always loved. When I was young and Pokemon Gold and Silver were out, I remember spending basically a week trying to get past the Ice Path puzzles in order to get to Blackthorn City. I remember the Victory Road puzzles from Gen 1, 3 and 4 and having to focus in order to get to the end. In fact, I loved having to deal with that in BDSP once again. It felt old school in a good way. I love getting lost. In Pokémon Sword and Shield, I remember being super disappointed with how the caves were in the main game and pleasantly surprised with the improvements in the DLC. Then, in Legends Arceus, most caves were pretty straightforward, but the Wayward Cave was a nice throwback at that same feeling of getting lost. And to some extent, the Snowpoint Temple also gave me a bit of that feeling. In Scarlet and Violet, I loved how they expanded caves and made them actually feel massive, unlike in Sword and Shield, but it also showed me that, with the direction the games have taken, it might be impossible to make them feel like dungeons again. A simple rock in the way used to be a huge obstacle that you had to deal with, sometimes forcing you to turn your back and just go ahead and check every nook and cranny in order to find a new path. But right now you can just jump over it. I find it hard to believe that we'll once again be blocked from moving forward by something as simple as that, or that we'll have to find a switch in order to open up a new path, sliding on ice in order to get into the right position to make it through a frozen floor only to be met with another obstacle that pushes us to explore more of the cave we're in order to find an alternative. I absolutely love the innovation the franchise is seeing, but some of the things that made caves such a tough journey, the random spawns, the mandatory trainer battles, the obstacles, they seem to not belong in the future. I accept that, but I'll always treasure the frustrating moments I spent inside that ice path in my old copy of Pokemon Gold. And that is all I have for you today, just a bit of a rant / trip down memory lane, because I really do miss that feeling of a dungeon in Pokemon, a place that you don't need just battle skills to get through, you need more than that. But what about you? Is there something that you really miss about Pokemon that don't really see coming back? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.